Boom, boom, boom.
Reminisce. Yeah. Reminisce for a spell. Yo. Yeah. Oh shit, yo, the volume went down a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. 18 years and then a mama.
All right.
Yeah, oh man.
1 2 1 2.
What's up? How you doing, brother?
Man, doing all right, man. Pushing through. You know what I mean? Just trying to keep positive, keep it blessed.
Whew, that's what it really is, yo. It's really about keeping it positive right now.
Yeah,
people tuning in, what up? How's it going? Welcome.
Peace.
Happy 2021. You know, it's not really much different.
Still going, man. Still moving, still thriving though.
But we can mark a few things. Today is the last full official day of the 4-year Trump presidency. So,
okay.
Today is officially the day we all survived it. It's over.
That's a wrap, man. That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
It's like you're done, man. You're out of here, man. Keep it moving.
Yeah, for real. Hit the bricks, buddy. Yeah.
True indeed, man.
So yeah, you know.
But yo, like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's so many jokes, man. I saw I saw a Clinton meme. It's Bill Clinton. He's like, 2 impeachments, and he didn't even get a blowjob. There's so many jokes. I mean,
nonstop.
Actually, like, it doesn't even matter. I don't care what people have to say politically, morally. Even if you liked Trump, which I don't know why. That's a very big line we draw in the sand. Even if you liked him, he was actually statistically the greatest failure in 250 years. Worst job approval. Was sitting when 400,000 people, 300 and something thousand people died in America. He was the president. Didn't even build the border wall.
Well, there's definitely a lot to unpack for sure. You know,
yeah, and
definitely going down in history.
I ain't even gonna go into all of it. I'm just like, big up to Mexico and all the people in Mexico who he tried to punk off, and they were just like, nah, man, fuck you. So everyone who survived it, all the African people, all the quote unquote shithole countries, there is no bigger shithole country right now in the world than America, and that's because of Trump. So peace,
man. There's a lot going on, and then you're telling me something else. What was that? That report that came out that you were talking about?
Man,
break it down for me. Break it down.
This dude, I mean, so besides he's ending his end off with a shitstorm of unprecedented proportions. Before I get into the report, did you know that he lined up like 13 people to be executed? He, like, the greatest number of presidential approved executions happened in the last 2 weeks, including a couple of very innocent black people. So yeah, Trump is on his way out, is doing a bunch of horrible stuff, including this report called the 1776 report, which was put out disrespectfully on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday yesterday.
You know, I want to see if I can try to find like a clip real quick.
Yeah, man, it's just a government report basically downplaying slavery and minimizing it, like, oh, the Europeans didn't know what they were doing. Black people were kind of, it's ridiculous.
All right, let me see what we got here. See if I can share this here. All right. Oh,
yeah. This thing is wild.
Hopefully we get some sound here.
Martin Luther King Jr. would turn 92 years old this week, 7 years younger than Betty White, to guess how close this history is. We celebrate holiday commemorating him. Okay, just 12 days after a white supremacist riot.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
Oh no, it looks like the page just refreshed somehow. Okay, we're gonna get some technical issues. Anyways, we'll get back to that.
Hold on, I have it right here.
Okay.
Yo, hold on a sec. I have it right here. Yo, man, this dude.
There we go. Got some sound. No, we're not hearing anything on this end.
Oh, you don't?
It is still unclear to you at this late date what position Trump and his administration have on the forces of white supremacy that course through our history. Look no further than their official White House document released today on MLK Day titled The 1776 Report. It was commissioned last fall as an obvious attempt to rebut the 1619 Project, the New York Times Magazine, which was an examination of the history and enduring consequences of the institution of American slavery. Today's report from the White House reads like, oh man, I don't know, like a sophomore year term paper maybe by Stephen Miller, using images of Martin Luther King Jr., Frederick Douglass, and Abraham Lincoln while defending America's founding on slavery. What? All stamped with the weight of the U.S. government. Christina Greer is an associate professor of political science at Fordham University, and she joins me now. I mean, the first thing I will say here is this is not in any way like a serious anything. It's essentially a troll. That's the full content of it. Like, there is no actual intellectual, like, there's interesting stuff to debate about the 1619 Project and the role of slavery. Like, there's real academic debate on this. This is not that.
Absolutely not, Chris. And I think you're being very generous by saying it's a sophomore year paper.
Sophomore high school. I should have been clear.
Okay.
Sophomore high school.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give you that. I mean, it's music. It's musings and pictures of MLK and Dr. King and Frederick Douglass. But, the fact that the architects of this project and had the audacity to put it out on a day like today, after what we witnessed on January 6th, well, we know there are certain things that are facts, Chris. The vast majority of the founding fathers of this nation, I call them the framers, they owned human beings. They owned enslaved Africans. They forcibly raped women. They separated families. They defecated in people's mouths. These are all documented. They beat people to death. They treated them worse than animals. And so for this project to say, well, I mean, other people did it too, and to keep talking about it is really divisive, I don't understand how we can ever move forward as a nation if we don't recognize the reality and brutality and the bloodthirsty nature of the white supremacy that this nation is predicated on. And
right there. Right, like boom.
That's it. Boom.
Enough said. Like
simple and plain.
Like, and mad love to that woman too, though. Like, we just wait. Like that's the point. It's like 2021. We can't keep pretending like this stuff didn't happen. Like life won't move forward. Period.
That's it, man. That's it. Same cycles. Same cycles. We got to break these chains, man.
That's it. And it's like, we ain't even mad, yo. We're just telling the truth. It's like, I mean, it's heartbreaking truth, but like any human being should get mad about reading the truth about slavery. Yo, it's not like black people should be the only ones trying to fix it or the only ones mad about it. Like everyone should be offended by it, and everyone should be trying to fix it. So, but yeah,
True indeed.
So
all right, but moving on a slightly positive note, creative note. There's this new video called Non-Essential, or Transformations are Non-Essential by Ian Kamau. And this is a pretty dope. I'm just gonna read like this little blurb here that he wrote. So he goes, in December 2020, the Singapore Sunday Times printed an article that quickly went viral. It listed artists as the #1 most non-essential job in a reader survey. The survey came out from a worldwide conversation about what constitutes essential work during a pandemic. I, like many independent artists, struggle with the value of my art. So when I was asked to think about what can make Canadian society better, I settled on the way we value and undervalue art. So that's from the brother Ian Kamau, which we're going to have featured on the Reminisce Show
in the near future,
real soon though. But we're going to get into this. It's kind of like a spoken word short film kind of vibe, man. So let me check this out.
You might have to pull out your headphones if the sound isn't coming out. Pull out your headphones.
The lights turn on, the internet's fast, and the door locks.
Yeah, now I hear it.
Food in the fridge, heat in the air, and electricity in the walls. I have a polite dentist I haven't seen in a year. I have a doctor, a government, and some money in the bank a few blocks from my building downtown in the city. I take it all for granted and sleep like a stone, unconscious of the pandemic, the protest, and the president. It's easier that way. I ignore it all in the morning, every morning. Yesterday was my birthday. September birthdays are a reminder the cold is close. People post HBD on my timeline or text rose hearts with exclamation marks. Only my mother calls. On the news, they keep talking about going back to some kind of normal. Before the lockdown wasn't much different. Keystone, climate change, missing and murdered, street killing, police killing, more condos going up with the cost of living. There were still tents in the parks, just not so many. I'm mostly home alone and trying to make something of some kind of value, something that can be something to someone. Nobody calls the morning after a birthday. I don't know if making something can keep us on, fill a stomach, or save a life. It barely pays the rent. I'm not sure if making something would have stopped them smashing Seed Church, stopped the internment, ended the residential schools, opened up the Roseland Theater, or docked the Komagata. If making something could heal a pandemic, a protest, or a president. I don't know if making something can keep us warm, healthy, or safe. You say it's worth it to build something, to form something from nothing. I forget that some mornings. That's why I call you on my walks in the evening. Of course we need the nurses, the grocery workers who stock the shelves, the truck drivers. Of course, good politicians are important, teachers and bus drivers driving the street, of course. But what about this? Is this something? Why would I wake up for this? People wake up and they go outside. They go outside while I'm in. They go outside while I stay, stock up, clean the countertops, bang on pots out the window in the evening. That mostly stopped with another rising wave. I have a doctor, a government, and some money in a bank a few blocks from my building downtown in the city. A polite dentist I haven't seen in a year. If what's valuable is what makes money, this can't be valuable. If what's essential is what saves lives, this isn't essential. What value do I have if I make this that neither makes money nor saves lives? I don't know. You say it's something. I forget sometimes. Each morning I wake up with this spinning in my head. Every morning. What if I followed it? Just follow it. Told myself it's essential. Something of value. Is it worth the same as a person who cuts hair? Who sells flowers? Would it be worth banging on pots? Would someone sing me happy birthday?
Wow.
We've lost places, presence, sense of belonging, intimacy, connection, esteem. Millions of lonely rooms with millions of glowing screens. My favorite restaurants are boarded or gone. The lines at the grocery, long. If we saw this as something would somehow be better. In my apartment, the lights turn on, the internet's fast, and the door locks. There's a pain that throbs at the back of my mouth. I have a polite dentist I haven't seen in a year. If I finished this, could it be essential? To someone? Would it be something? Would it be worth banging on pots? Would someone sing me happy birthday?
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Ian Kamal,
Yes.
definitely good vibes, man. Art, man. What's your perspective on art?
Yo, man, just I mean, I think everything ties into each other on levels that people don't really see, because art and technology, and I mean, there's art in basic nature. I mean, kids use just fruit and like just art is a vital part of reality. Art is in our clothing. Art is in the way you plate food. Like, the more artistic and appealing and beautiful and functional things are, the more people value them. So, like, without art, everything is just gray and blob and not. There's no life. There's no peacocks. There's no lions. There's no colors. There's no, like, yo, man, we need art. So I know, these people pretend like, oh, everything's math and science, and if we don't have that, then all this art stuff is frilly. It's like, yo, man, like the math and science you use to make a car, it's hand in hand. Every single car that you make and every plane, there's an art to it. And yo, man, the science and the art works together. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, to me, like, art is that inspiration, man. It's what gives people hope to push forward. Is that, like, possibility of something better. Like, watching the video just kind of like sparks that conversation. It makes you think and question, like, like, and knowing that we all have some kind of value that we can bring to the table, so, like, we're kind of all essential, like, we're all part of this equation. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And bringing something, right? Like, that's something that I got out of it. You know what I mean? Because even as an artist, you forget, like, what is the reasoning why? You know what I mean? And, like, does it even matter anymore and whatever? But you never know how it's going to inspire somebody else to do something. Like, you never know where it's going to go.
That's
and
so
that could
real.
be the one change that someone needed to really just go boom and just take it to the next level.
That's so real. That's so real. Like the way Tupac said, he's like, I mean, he was being super humble, but what Tupac said, he goes, I don't think I'm going to change the world, but I'm going to inspire the mind that changes the world. And I'm like, oh, right. I was like, yo, dog, you did pretty good as far as one human being changing the world. And so, but there's so many kids all across the world, not just America, Africa, South America, all over. And kids like, yo, Tupac's message is real to me, and his spirit still speaks to us. So, I mean, that's so real.
That's who I grew up listening to. Pac was always that guy to me, and especially just because of his community involvement and he was always like bigging up like artists like on the come up and putting them on songs and really just like promoting and just giving opportunities. So I always like respected for his like collective being. Most definitely.
Yeah, straight up, man. He was always thinking about the people, man. Like. But yo, straight up, I totally agree with you there, Maria, about music healing and and expanding people's intelligence. One of the things that honestly, man, wow, I seen this video. I don't know if you've seen it online. Sometimes it'll be like a older person who has a form of dementia, and they would sit them in front of a piano, and then they would start playing the piano, and their memory would come back. And they just start crying. Usually that makes me cry. I'm like, oh my God, that's not only developing intelligence, but totally healing. And quickly, that's pretty much the main message in Prince's last book. Prince's book that the beautiful ones, he's like, he wrote it over and over and over. Music is healing, music is healing, music is healing. So it's like kind of Prince's central message.
That's it. Just got to remember that, let's keep putting it out, man. Like like you just put out music right now, and then that's healing. You know what I'm saying? And like it's, what I mean? It's contributing to like this whole flow. You know what I mean? Because it represents like the energy of the times. Like we're inspired by the things that are around us, and it helps to help us to even understand some of the madness. You know, to me, when I think of art, it's like when we're going through all this, kind of makes sense out of it all somehow.
You nailed it right there, man. Like, I just thought, I was like, yo, how could society, it would have to be a really capitalistic society to say that music isn't important. I'm like, music is one of the best ways to reflect on the times.
There we go.
You know, like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, Stevie Wonder, like music, like art totally reflects the times. It reflects fashion, it reflects society, it reflects sports, it reflects the world. Like, how is art? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, if you're gonna not care about black artists, how about David Bowie? Like, what do you mean? That man is like a living art. How is David Bowie not like important?
I was just even thinking of recent, like Uncle Murda and Mad Skills. You know what I mean? With like the 2020 wrap up. You know what I mean? Like the in terms of like reflection and just processing some of the things that we're going through and really just bringing it home. I mean, that's what it is, man. We need it. We need it, man.
Yo, yeah, and I don't want to ruin it, but holy cow, did Mad Skills do an ill one this year?
If you all haven't seen it, check out Mad Skills 2020 wrap up. We don't want to give it away. It's just something you got to experience. So,
you got to experience. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever, like, I'll just vaguely say, I don't think anyone's ever kind of had a concept like that in music history. Like, you know, like there's dope things like I Gave You Power by Nas.
Classic.
Stray Bullet by Pharoah Monch, where they're rapping from the perspective of a gun or something. So it's like, oh, wow.
Right.
But like, woo, Mad Skills did something special.
He did.
I was like, oh man, I don't even, like, every other time you listen to it, you're like, wow.
I'm gonna take it in right after this, man. Like, I have to listen to it again. Like, yeah, there's a lot of gems in there. There we go, man.
Yeah,
but that's what it is, man. You know, when the music hits, we feel no pain.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to every artist that's out there doing their thing. Just know that you are making an impact. You are, like, you know, helping somebody get through something at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be so surprised on how music travels and where it goes.
That's so real, yo. Like, I'm in a weird place right now because I just I was dancing with a friend 2 days ago, and I was a little depressed about it because I was like, damn, man, my house isn't like a dance floor, and there's no loud speaker, and there's not like a crowd of people. And I was like, I love the music, and I love this person that I'm dancing with.
Right.
But when I made me realize, I was like, man, I really miss the community part of music, where it's like,
of course,
when everybody, we're like, holy shit, there's 300 people all listening to the same message right now. When we're hearing Nas talk about, oh, this is great. We're all
experiencing all that together. Yeah.
All of us together. And I was like, that's what I really miss. And like, you know, hopefully we'll see. I'm going through these, and there's a lot of weird party flyers, and I'm like, damn, yo.
What you mean weird party flyers?
Well, I don't mean weird party flyers, but just even the concept of a party is weird right now. Looking at the flyer, I'm like, oh man,
this is the party, man, on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Get your LED lights up, strobe lights, like woo. Oh, man.
For real. Yeah.
What has the world come to?
What has the world come to? For real. Well, you know, people have survived worse, apparently.
Well, you know, that's all we can do, man. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Keep on going till we can't.
Yeah. Oh, yo, I found something interesting here.
What you got there?
I got this. I don't know if you remember.
Was that like the main ingredient? Was it that?
No, close. My main ingredient definitely did have a flyer like this, but this was Kajil's open mic night that he used to do at Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard that name in a minute, yo.
Yeah, for real. Like, and the reason I brought it up is because of Harlem not being there anymore. So shout out. Harlem's not on Queen Street anymore. It got sold.
Oh. Wow. Didn't they have 2 locations? Like I feel like the other one got closed down too, or does that still exist? Or am I just
I think there was at some point there was 2 locations, and then the eastern location shut down, and there was only one on Queen Street West. That was
Harlem was a vibe, man. That was like a proper spot, man.
Yeah.
Music, musicians, just yeah.
Good memories, yo. Good memories.
You got that grin, yo.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know. Yo, shout out actually Zoe jammed. Yeah, Zoe was there. Yo, maybe we should holler at Zoe. Maybe, I don't know. She's not that much too public, but yo, she's just ahead. She's a very good friend.
She knows some history, man. She's definitely been around. Knows what time it is.
Yeah.
Maybe somehow we can get her on board, share some stories. But we got like a special guest coming in like next week, which I just confirmed. You know what I mean? Like, I think it might be worthwhile to like kind of mention it from now, just to, prepare people and just, you know what I mean? Or should we just leave it as a surprise? I don't know.
Oh no, let's spread the word, yo, man. Like, I think people should know because not everybody's gonna know, unfortunately. But the people who know should be as excited as we are.
Well, yeah, especially in the context of the Reminisce, and we really like to highlight Toronto artists, MCs, hip hop, peoples in the community, man, especially from back in the day, man. Like you're talking like the 90s, early 2000s. I mean, even before that and whatnot. And our special guest for next week is going to be MC Collision from Tough Dumpling Productions.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Toronto history, man, like, Collision was always around. He was part of the group, but I guess, why don't you break it down for them? Little quick introduction, because I know there's so many different layers. We can go back to like, Quezro, man, rest in peace, man. Like I'm thinking of that 15-minute like freestyle that they did on 88.1 and so many different things, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were who could you compare it to, man? I mean, it was kind of weird because it was there's not really too many groups. Maybe similar to a Main Source-ish kind of group, but the Collision was MC and producer, and Quezro, rest in peace, his homie, pretty much maybe the first Toronto rapper to pass away that was kind of well known, to be honest. So they were like a duo, and they were just really dope, yo. It was Tough Dumpling Records was the record label, and Nefarious was the name of the group, and Collision was the MC. So they were just tearing it up, man. Can I say I think he did songs with Fife at one point.
Yeah. And what was dope about Collision, which I always appreciated, was just like how he brought like the whole like Caribbean, Jamaican, like dancehall vibe to hip hop, and I've always saw like, hip hop and dancehall together, man, as just like distant cousins, distant brothers, sisters, however you want to frame it, but there's a connection that was there, and he just brought it so well. And to me, it was also at a time where like a lot of like hip hop artists were bringing that sound together. Some of we spoke about, like the industry really didn't know how to handle it, and hopefully like we can get Collision to speak on it. What I'm saying, like his experiences back then. But I think if there was an understanding back then, like the marriage between dancehall and hip hop would have been crazy. It kind of already is happening. Like we see that with like Popcorn and a few other artists and whatnot, OVO and so on. But like I think back then, like it could have been well crazy. But
sure. It should have been bigger, and it could have been bigger. Like Sean Paul era, Cardinal vibes when Cardinal first popped, and when he was on labels and stuff like that. It really should have. I mean, lots of American do. I mean, Method Man comes off with a little reggae vibe here and there. All kinds of. I mean, Smith and Wesson, BCC's heavily influenced by so many New York rappers. Get their vibe. KRS-One. So it's like why didn't dancehall and hip hop kind of progress together further? But it's whatever, industry ignorance and various other. But that doesn't mean that the music's still not timeless and that the people still aren't making great stuff together themselves. So it'll be great to talk to Collision. And man, I did a song with him very briefly. It was really dope. He produced a super banger for me. Man, maybe we'll play We'll save it till next week.
You're gonna have to bring that out in the vault, man. We're gonna talk about that, man. Like you actually gotta, his production was crazy with it still. Like I can't front, man. Like production is just so fire. So it's gonna be great to have him on next week. I actually found this clip from Much Music Vibe. Remember this, man? Like, oh man,
super throwback. Oh, that's Grouch. I thought it was Masimba. Yeah,
it is Grouch. Yeah. I'm gonna play this real quick.
Okay.
This is Collision with Thrust, or Thrust featuring Collision.
So amazing. Yo. Check this out. Watch me get down. Just do my thing, baby. The end of the race. You know what's all baby. When you out of position and hit this target with percent, I'm spinning for the MC Collision.
Yo, you know I'm a cut Julie, I can say ouch. Like so much music, now turn up in the couch. When we talk about yo, you are like a look. Wait, you think I like that? We look like crook. Wait, after hook. Coming out of dancehall, eat at Gemini and end up in a crowd. So I'm coming out of place and DJ crowd. Don't know when we stop the app to say, oh, hey,
yo, we in the house.
Yes.
We know what got the flow. What's up, Collision? What you saying? We doing it. Go from on spot. We feel the rock. You come outside. We doing it. Yes, out the spot. We rock the spot. We rock the globe. We rock the shit. It's the cross. I want to. With the crowds on the 1 to 2's Collision. What you saying? How we do it's like, yo. It's so amazing. So amazing. What a bro gotta do nowadays. Yo. Check it out. Collision. Crowds, turnstiles, thrust. Shows a few. So amazing. Much fire. Yo, have a know that. Mr. North right here, number 1 MC. Now we super rapping with the one they say. Stand up, it's super rapping. It's so amazing. Yo, so amazing. Mr. North right here, number 1 MC. Now we super
Classic. Oh man, people don't do that no more, man. Freestyle on a Collision. Oh, there, Thrust too, man. Both of them are real live MCs, freestylers, good energy mic rockers. And shout out, you're right.
Yeah, man.
The homie shout out Justice. Righteous talking about Justice and Steps are also with the vibe, straight up.
Yeah, man. So we got MC Collision coming in next week, next Tuesday, man. Going to be bringing some exclusives. Man, it's good. It's going to be great. It's going to be, informative, man. Just as we reminisce, man. Reminisce.
No doubt, man. And is he in town? He's not in town.
I don't know. No, he's gonna be broadcasting live from Brooklyn, New York.
Wow. He's going.
You know what I mean? So we got this the international connection. Jamaica, Toronto, New York. I mean, there's going to be a lot to talk about that too, man. Because even in the context of back in the day, a lot of people I know would travel to New York, man, to get those exclusive records and music and whatnot. And so there's definitely some connections, So we're going to bring it all together next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. as we reminisce, man.
All right,
Productions.
Thanks to everybody tuning in. Maria, Colleen, Righteous, all the homies, Sandy, everybody. Peace and love, y'all. Have a good, safe week. Beginning of a new era. Shout out to Biden and Trump. I mean, not Trump, Harris. Oh, my God. Trump,
all right, man.
Trump can eat this. Peace out.